So I just picked up two new betta fish. This is Khuli and this is Stitch, and I wanted to show off some of the other beautiful betta fish Horizon Aquatics had while I was down there, as well as the first hour or so of these two new bettas in their tanks. So starting off with the other bettas Horizon had for sale. First up we have this Galaxy Avatar betta, and I know some people love these while other people hate them, but this guy looked so cool and my camera definitely isn't doing him justice. Next up we have this Hellboy betta, and I know some people love these, but I'm really not the biggest fan of their colours or pattern. The next one is this orange metallic betta fish, and it looks absolutely beautiful. I love its fin length and its colour, but I already had a rough idea of what I wanted for my tanks. Then we have this peach candy betta fish, and I was close to getting this guy instead of Stitch, and I literally decided between the two of them as I was paying. Next is a koi betta, and I love these guys. My first betta was a koi betta, and I have always been a big fan, and this guy was another close contender for coming home with me. Then we have Stitch in his display tank chilling. He's another galaxy koi, and I already have a bunch of red fish, so I was looking for something with a blue palette. This is another koi betta fish they had, and I absolutely love his grumpy look that the pattern gives him as he swims towards the camera. It's just so cool. But this one did seem a little shy, and he was hiding in the plants and cave in his tank while I was there. Next is this black half moon placat that looked pretty cool, and I sent some of the photos of this one to my friend as he's been after one of these for months now. There's also this orange half moon betta that is truly beautiful. He was really confident in his tank, but again it just had too much red for what I was looking for because I've already got fish with red on them. Next up we have Stitch, and I know that he does have some red on him, but he does have blue and pink as well, and he was just so derpy in his tank that I knew he was definitely coming home with me. He's such a character. This is a black orchid betta, and I do like the look of these guys, but I knew one of these was going into a tank that had black lava rock as hardscape, so I wanted the fish to stand out. Next up is this yellow copper betta fish, and he looks so cool, but he does cost almost the same as the two betta fish that I purchased, so I did decide to leave this one, but I do love his colour and pattern. This is a koi copper betta fish, and to me his body just looked too dull, but he really was confident and active in his tank, swimming around constantly. This little guy was labelled as a yellow tancho betta, and I've never even heard of these guys before, but he did look unique and he was pretty confident swimming around while I was there. They had this tiny little Dalmatian betta fish that I thought looked so cool, but by this point I was heavily leaning towards one of the koi placats. I love the look of this candy koi placat, but I know my friend's little girl wants a pink betta fish, so I sent him some of the photos of this and I think he's going to buy it. This fancy betta looks so beautiful, but just like a bunch of the other fish, there's just too much red on him for what I was actually looking for this time. Anyway, I settled on this blue koi placat betta and a multicoloured half moon betta. Then I went off to pick up some extra plants that I needed to complete my rescape of the 29-gallon tank. I checked out some of the in vitro plants they had because I really want some Bacopa salzmani purple, but they were sold out. Then I spent about half an hour checking out the Aquascapes in their gallery waiting for my ride before actually paying for the fish and getting them out of their tanks. The drive home is only about 30 minutes, but I did want to float both of the bags in their respective tanks to safely bring their water temperatures back up. Stitch was named by my cousin's little girl, and he's going to be living in my epiphyte betta tank, and Khuli was named because he pretty much thinks he's a Khuli loach and he'll be in the Wallstad betta tank. After around half an hour I placed Khuli into his new home and he headed straight for the stem plants at the back of the tank. He seems to really enjoy wriggling around in his plants even if he is laying on the substrate, and to me he just looks like a Khuli loach when he's playing. Then I added Stitch to his tank and he basically hid by the filter for a couple of minutes, but then he did move forward a little bit and chose a little rock to hide behind. There's plenty of hiding spots in this tank for him, but it really didn't take long before he noticed the shrimp in there. This caused him to swim around the tank looking at the various cherry shrimp, often getting close enough to strike at them if he wanted to, but I honestly think he was just curious and I haven't seen him try to eat one of them yet. This betta does seem so curious as he went off to get a good look at all of the lava rocks in his tank, and then he decided that sand was the most interesting thing he'd ever seen and just stared at it for a while. During this time Khuli was just playing in his stem plants, practicing being a Khuli loach, living the dream. Stitch spent some more time trying to get a good look at the cherry shrimp in his tank, but thankfully he didn't try to eat them. I'm pretty sure this is a clip of Khuli trying to eat a floating plant or something, and he's such a cool little betta with a unique personality. Here's another little clip of Khuli practicing being a Khuli loach, but then he got embarrassed and stopped when he realised the cherry shrimp were all looking at him. Then he realised Rotala makes for a great tail rest, and then he realised S. repens makes the perfect napping spot and took a little nap. By this time Stitch had found a little cave that I built into his scape, and he does seem to like it as I've seen him in there a couple of times now, but then a shrimp caught his eye. Anyway, I've had both these little guys a few days now and they do seem to have settled into their tanks, so I'm happy that they're happy. Thanks for watching guys and have a good day.